Hello again, Fish here with another BMS 4331 training walkthrough video. Now with this video we're going to go through the ILS approach in bad weather. We're going to do it in two ways. We're going to do it first of all by direct navigation, and secondly we're going to do it with the assistance of ATC, and we're going to look at the differences. You can see we're at steer point 6, and steer point 6 is our home plate. It's to the right, you can see there, on a bearing somewhere west of us. And I know that the home plate approach heading is 320, and we're going to thumb that in. And if we thumb that in, we can see that our course is somewhere out ahead of us. And if we look at the course needle there, that points in the direction that we should be coming in to the runway. So you can see that it's in a kind of a direction that way across the HSD. So if we continue on the way we're going, we can intercept it, but we're actually at quite an acute angle to turn onto it, so I'm going to save us a little bit at the time that we need it by turning slightly on, and we're going to bring the needle to our 3 o'clock position, and we'll roll out. So the way we know we're intercepting the inbound course is when the course deviation needle coalesces with the bearing point needle, the large arrow there. So we need to be watching that carefully. At the moment I'm in autopilot mode, and I'm going to shift out of that, or I was in altitude hold mode, so I'm going to shift out of that, and I'm going to ease back on our speed a little bit. We're currently 4,000, it's about 3,500 AGL. I'm going to bounce around a little bit, I'm not too worried about that. Just need to watch the needle and turn onto it as it starts to move. So if you need further information as to how the needles on the HSI work, I suggest maybe look at some of the earlier videos on navigation. So it's starting to move now, and I'm going to start to turn. And I need to start intercepting. I need to be slowed down a little bit there to make sure that the needles intercept, and now we turn out straight. Currently down to about 2,000, so to come back up to stop descending. And we can see our DME shows us that we're 11 miles out. So we're going to extend our air brakes a little bit. Two 300 AGL. I'm going to start configuring the aircraft now. I need to be down below 300 to drop our gear. I'm going to drop our gear, and now I'm going to turn on ILS. And now you can see the course director comes on, which is that little circle with the double arrow as distinct from the normal tadpole that we see when we're navigating. So I'm going to just put the flight path marker onto that course director, and I'm going to follow that. I need to carefully manage my speed. I'm around 200 knots now. And we need to be about 130 when we touch down, so we've a good bit to go on speed. We're also a little bit low, and the needle is going to jump around the place a little bit, but what you don't do is you don't try and follow it with the stick. Just gentle movement on the stick, because it will bounce back. So okay, we're 5 miles now. That's the outer beacon. You can see it's still jumping around a little bit. We're a little bit low in altitude, so I'm going to pull the nose up. Stay where I am on the throttle, because I can afford to drop a little bit more. Now I'm good. I'm good in altitude, and I don't want to be climbing anymore. So dropping speed. Four miles out. And we've got to be watching out for dropping in altitude a little bit too much. Come up again. So we've got to be watching out for the threshold of the runway, and as soon as we see that, we're going to switch over from IFR to VFR routes. So we're now 160 knots. Angle of attack has gone up to 9 degrees. So we're configured well for landing. Hopefully we don't get too much more turbulence. Okay, they're coming down a little bit more. Okay, we should be seeing there's the runway now.
Cowboy 1-2, inbound for landing.
Okay, so the problem with viewing the runway using that method is that the PAPI and the approach lights are not switched on, and they will get switched on in a moment when my wingman requests. You see that now? My wingman has requested a landing, and so the lights get turned on. But if you don't request approach,
climb to 5,000, maintain 250 knots, turn left heading 150.
the lights don't get turned on.
Runway 32.
So we're going to do this again, and next time we're going to request the ATC approach and follow the ATC instructions and see how that works out. So I'll just pull off here. And we'll see you in a few moments back in the pit again. Okay, hello and welcome back to this Bad Weather ILS landing, and this time we're going to use the ATC for approach, and we're also going to look at how to configure the ILS from the DED. So you can see we have the ILS screen up there at the moment, and at the moment the cursor is on the command string. And if we want to change the heading, what we do is we dobber down. It actually goes the opposite way to the way you'd expect. So we end up with the command string at the top there. And if we dobber through, we go down to the heading. So we put in the course heading and enter. It dobbers back up to the command string. And from the command string, we can dobber down once more. And you can see we've got the input indication there to the left of the command string, and we can now type in the channel number. We've already got it in there. You can see, or we could type in something different. So we're going to type in 125 because that's the one we want. And if we want to change from the X band to the Y band, we simply click the select button and then the enter key. The select takes us back to the X. For transmit and receive, we just hit the sequence button for air-to-air or transmit and receive. But we want to be in transmit and receive for this approach. So we're now at 0.6, so we're pretty much ready to call ATC. And let's come out of altitude hold. Tower. Inbound for landing.
Cowboy 1-2, inbound for landing.
Cowboy 1-1, climb to 5,000, maintain 260 knots, turn right heading 200, runway 32.
So 200 for 5,000 and 260 knots. 200, climb a little bit and lower our speed. So with the aircraft bouncing around, it's hard to get the flight path marker on a level pitch. We've also drifted off 200. So you need to be careful not to respond to Cowboy 2's called. Around 300 knots, and it's as low as I want to be at this point in the proceedings, given the weather conditions outside.
Cowboy 1-2, descend to 5,000, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 245, runway 32.
So that's not our call. Change this over.
Cowboy 1-1, descend to 4,000, turn right heading 210.
210 for 4,000, that's ours. Slight adjustment to the right. And a decent drop in altitude.
Cowboy 1-1, descend to 3,000, maintain 230 knots, turn right heading 325, vectors to final, runway 32.
So 325 for 3,000. 325, so
Cowboy
fairly
1-1,
hefty turn right.
heading 330. Cowboy 1-1, turn right heading 330.
325, a little bit over it. Okay, that's good. 325 for 3,000. Now we look at
Cowboy
our
1-1,
course.
maintain 240 knots.
So we're quite close to our course now. And we're 13 miles out. So we'll continue to listen to ATC for a little bit longer. When we reach about 9 miles,
1-1, maintain 230
we
knots.
switch on
Vectors to
our
final, runway 32. Cowboy 1-2,
250.
descend to 4,000, maintain 300 knots, runway 32. Cowboy 1-1, maintain
miles.
240 knots.
starting to jump around the place a little bit now, so what you can't do is you can't try and just respond to all that. You just need just gentle
Cowboy
movements.
1-1, maintain 230 knots.
Speed is good, 270 knots, a little bit higher than she wants. I'm happy with that though.
Cowboy 1-2,
10 miles.
3,000, maintain 230 knots. Turn
Now
right
I'm
heading
turning.
320.
I'm turning.
Cowboy 1-1, turn left heading 320.
Okay, a little bit of adjustment left, and then I'm going to switch on.
Cowboy 1-1, turn left
Our
heading
ILS.
310. Cowboy 1-1, turn right to final approach course 320.
Okay, so we now got the flight director up, and we're in good shape. Just keep an eye on our speed, and now we're going to configure it with gears down. Gear down. A little bit high. The glide slope. You see it there. So you can see the course director indication there. It's telling us where we should be going, so it should be flying up a little bit. Now we're on course. The other marker beacon. Going to drop the speed a little bit more. Air brakes on, partially. Going to get a better angle of attack. A little bit low, but we're
1-2, turn right to final approach course 320. Check approach
doing
speed.
good. We're still 4 miles out.
Good morning, Cowboy 1-1, Kegu Tower, cleared for landing, runway 32. Check gear down.
3 greens, all good. speed has dropped down a little bit too much. Flight director is out of our distance, and we can see our landing lights now, so we can concentrate on doing visual from now in. And our marker lights, so we're lined up nicely for the near end of that runway.
Cowboy 1-2 on final.
Okay, let's put her down now. So the only advice really I can give is that once you've got visual on the runway, you probably should let your the landing lights direct you in, rather than trying to follow the course director. The course director is really to get you into that position where you can land, and if you followed it in reasonably closely, it should give you that flexibility.
Cleared for landing, runway 32. Check
Also, you note the difference between the ATC approach and the non-ATC approach. The lighting, the landing lights, the runway landing lights definitely give you more visibility coming towards the threshold, and it's at a crucial time for you to get a lineup, so it's better to have them on. So I'm guessing overall, I suppose I would prefer to use the ATC's approach. Although you can also call ATC and then call an emergency and then use your own navigation procedures. So I hope you found this useful, and by all means feel free to comment, and until next time, thank you for watching.